YouTube, motherfucking world, Billy fucking Paz back at it with a nice little drive on my way home. Nice little day. Looks like I'm missing Raw. It's all good. It's on the DVI, so I'll catch that shit when I get home. It is now 9:26 Eastern Standard Time. None of that Pacific bullshit, motherfucker flashing fucking lights at me and shit. Fuck off, you fucking retard. Anyways, we'll be talking about something, alright? Some of y'all, just do yourself a favor. Fucking open up another tab on fucking Firefox or Safari, whatever you're listening to me on. You know, you really don't have to watch this shit. Just because I'm driving. Just whatever. Unless you want to watch me drive, it's cool too. But enough of that bullshit. Let's be talking about what I want to talk about. I want to talk about bookers and Ring of Honor. I'm a huge fan of both bookers and Ring of Honor. Alright, let's talk about the history first, okay? Back in 2002, when this product started, Gabe Sapolsky was responsible as the guest booker, not guest booker, but the head booker for Ring of Honor, okay? And this guy, he was responsible for Generation Next. He was responsible for the Summer of Punk 2005 in ROH. You know, he's responsible for the ROH CZW feud. He's a part of the Age of the Fall. Just tons of Ring of Honor stuff, okay? And from there, Gabe got fired, all right? In 2008, I believe. Late 2008, yes. So I believe his last show he did was Glory by Honor 8. I want to say 7, I'm sorry. So he got released, and from there, we got Adam Pearce. Okay, Adam Pearce took over, you know, the end of 2008. Did a good job in 2009. You know, he built up the American Wolves. He, you know, he put on great matches with guys. 2008, 2009, definitely some fun stuff. You know, he continued to bring in international talent. Still, in 2009, you had Davey versus Kenta. That was amazing. Supercard of R4. If you haven't seen that, go fucking see it. One of my favorite ROH matches of all time. But yeah, that's good. You know, we talk about booking. Honestly, the one thing that comes to mind when you ask me about Adam Pearce and what he did as a booker, I will tell you, Adam Pearce is a booker. He did the Nigel versus Bryan. Like, he really stepped that up. He really kicked it up a notch. So that's what comes to my mind. He also, you know, came up with the build for Glory by Honor 8. You know, they're both their send-offs. I feel like he really worked on Steen and Generico as a tag team. I feel like he really pushed them, you know, pushing that stuff with the Briscoes and them. It was great stuff. Let's see, when did he leave? I want to say Pearce was out of the picture by, I want to say Glory by Honor 9. Not sure, not totally sure. Yeah, I want to say that's about it. Pearce was then fired, and then they decided to bring in Delirious. Delirious was an active ROH wrestler on the roster. Did amazing stuff, you know, as some of you know. He came up with the Steen Generico, you know, the full feud they had. Wait a second. I'm just trying to think. I'm going back. Was it? No. Pearce was gone by... I really don't know, honestly. So, whatever. Pearce was gone by, I want to say, maybe it was Death Before Dishonor 8. Does that sound right? Anyway, so, you could say that, you know, Delirious really brought to life the Kevin Steen El Generico feud. That's one thing that always comes to mind. You have all the stuff from last year's WrestleMania. That really reminds me of everything that happened, especially being there. Big fan of that shit. So, and then comes Best in the World 2011. Okay, now this is a feud that really kind of, I scratched my head a little bit. I'm like, Delirious, really? Come on, you know? Like, Eddie wins is a fluke, okay? This, you know, Davey's supposed to be going for the strap soon. So instead they do Wolf versus Wolf, or however you want to put it, Die Hard versus Wolf, Eddie versus Davey, Best in the World. Honestly, the booking made no fucking sense to me. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you fuck up a build when you have Roddy and Davey, and you know that next time Davey gets in the ring for the World Championship, he's going to win this. So, I don't know, a little weird there. But honestly, I think it was about that time that you saw Jim Cornette step in. Okay, Jim's done some great things in wrestling. He's done some great booking stuff. In the late 80s, Jim Cornette was the guy. He was the booker. He was the man. You know, responsible for the stuff in the late 80s with the NWA. You know, the real wrestling promotion, not WWF. You know, people considered WWF, even back in the day, they considered that shit entertainment. It wasn't for the pure wrestling elitists. You know what I mean? So, we're going to talk a little bit about why I think Gabe Sapolsky is probably the best booker in indie wrestling history. Now, you could say, well, back in the day, Paz, you know, WCCW or shit like that, that was an indie promotion. You know, ECW, that was a great promotion. Yeah, ECW was great, but, I mean, didn't really do much for me, you know, like, ROH to me, like, you put on the greatest wrestling ever. You know, PWG, they're great, but they don't have storylines. You know, ROH, back in the day, you had so many stars being built up, people being catapulted, and, you know, you had stuff like Bryan Danielson and Homicide. That shit was built for a fucking year almost, that fucking feud, man. Amazing. Amazing. Just little things that get graced over. I mean, let's talk about the significance of my favorite feud of all fucking time. You got ROH versus CZW, the best invasion angle ever. If you haven't seen that, man, I hope ROH makes a fucking compilation on that shit. Because that shit is gold, I'm telling y'all. You ain't seen it? Fuck it. You think Summer of Punk was good? You gotta see this invasion, man. You gotta see it, alright? Even if you just pick up Death Force Honor 4, that's probably why it's my #1 show of all time. Because throughout the DVD, you see video clips and packages of, you know, what's led up to this. What's led up to this fucking big 5-on-5 cage of death match. Holy shit. Yeah, come on. Fucking amazing. Just, you know, Gabe, people, you know, they say, well, you know, 2008, you know, I understand why he got fired, okay? People say that he continued to bring in international talent, wasn't really making stars, and therefore he got released. You know, he was draining ROH's money bags, and I get that. But, oh, green light. But, yeah, so I get that. But honestly, give the guy a fucking break. You know, I was talking to Break the Walls 10 about this fucking yellow light bullshit. Fucking... Anyways, what the fuck was I saying? So we were talking about this, and, you know, Gabe just doesn't get enough credit. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the stuff that Cornette's done. Honestly, what has Cornette done that's been so amazing? You know what I mean? Like, the guy's best days are behind him. You know, fucking Gabe continues to do shit. He continues to do stuff for Dragon Gate USA, and you could say, well, look at where their promotion's at, Paz. Yeah, you could say that. But honestly, do you know what kind of handcuffs Dragon Gate has on Gabe? You know, like, oh, sorry, Gabe, we don't want you to touch on this and this. We want this and this and this. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, they're not running on the same storylines as Dragon Gate is, but I don't think that you can say, well, he hasn't done much here, so why should we give a fuck? Honestly, Dragon Gate USA, it's a good promotion, all right? It's if you want great wrestling, I would say watch that promotion, because that definitely has the most best feel. It has the most kind of similar taste as the old ROH roster, okay? You could say, well, there's a lot of Dragon Gate talent on there. Yeah, but you know what? There's lots of guys like Johnny Gargano, Chuck Taylor, fucking Ricochet on there, fucking, just everybody, dude. Like, fucking, what the hell's his fucking name? Brody Lee's on there and shit. Oh, man, Giuseppe's love that place. Homemade Italian food. Where the fuck was I? Dragon Gate, to me, that is the promotion that has the #1 old school ROH feel to it. All right, now it's not what ROH was, and I don't know if we'll ever get a 2004 ROH, a 2005, a 06, 07 ROH. But you know what? Appreciate your history, guys. You don't know much about it, fucking pick up some old shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was just amazing, great stuff. Doesn't get enough fucking push today, and it sucks that all the DVDs are mostly out of print. But ROH, yeah, people talk about the Attitude Era. Man, you don't know shit about wrestling until you watch ROH from 2004, 2005, 2006, and 2007. Holy cow, man. I wish I was down with ROH back then. But yeah, this has been Billy Paz, the biggest fucking ROH bot in the fucking world. Saying thank you, Gabe Sapolsky. You're the fucking man. Thanks for everything you did. And, yeah, fuck you, Jim Cornette. Peace!